Hello YouTube, we back with another video. Excuse the bed, y'all not used to seeing it from this angle. I'm finally recording from the phone, so we gonna finally have the quality upgraded for once. So y'all tell me how y'all like this new high definition. So I'm not looking as orange. Y'all get to see my beautiful, richly melanated brown skin tone. I'm not looking as uh oranged out. Oompa loompa oompa de doo. Oompa loompa de doo. Yes, I even then I had to adjust with the lightings, everything to make sure y'all are seeing me as clear as possible. So let's get on into some business talk today. So the stimulus check, y'all. Y'all know. Oh, also excuse my laptop. Yeah, once again we quarantining and chilling up in here. Can't go outside. Well, although I did have to go to the store, but y'all know I was masked up and everything. But for the most part, I'm in my little humble room, honey. But anyways, they talking about sending us another check. Y'all know I done got my $1,200, and first thing I went and did is got me this fancy phone right here. Just in case y'all wondering, I'm recording from a Samsung A50. Y'all know the last phone I had was this one right here. Where is it? Uh-oh. Here you go. Had this Samsung Galaxy. And I still like this one for the most part. This is the S4. I thought it was pretty decent for outside, but this one is way better. And will y'all believe this? This is the front-facing camera. Front-facing camera is 25 megapixels versus this was like a mere 2 or 5. Like, it definitely wasn't nowhere near impressive as this one, honey. Like, hell, I don't even think the darn on back view was this clear. Like, this was 16, and this one got like a 3-camera setup and everything, honey. I'm enjoying this darn on baby. And yes, I am sitting down in my outside chair. Yeah, we being ghetto up in here. But anyways, let's get on to the topic. They're proposing sending us $2,000 a month for the next year, and I think that's very problematic. I know y'all thinking that would be good for us, but I'm going to show y'all why that's not necessarily a good thing. Let me go ahead and turn this phone on. So, number one, I don't think it's going to pass anyways, but if it was to pass, how would that reflect on our economy? And I know nobody don't want to think of the economy or whatever, but we got to think, if they're paying 174 million working people $2,000 a month, and that's not even including children. Let's just keep it at $2,000 a month. And it's for, let's just say, 6 months. Let's calculate how much more trillions of dollars on debt that's going to add. So 174 million times $2,000. So that is a total of $348 billion per month. Then you times that by 6. Oh, let me turn off my Wi-Fi on this phone. That's an additional $2 trillion. $2,088,000,000. Now that is providing that they don't also have children, which a lot of people do. So that's going to be a minimum of $2 trillion extra. And I'm thinking, well, if you have all this money to print out money like this for something that is supposed to be a temporary pandemic, because we're supposed to be let go eventually. I know y'all ain't going to keep us in our houses for years on end. So we can all come to the common denominator. Ooh, y'all. I'm sorry, I got to turn this fan on over here. But anyways, we can all concur that this is a temporary situation, right? But y'all can provide $2 trillion like that on top of the $2 trillion that we've already done pumped in. So it's $4 trillion. But what pisses black people off, black Americans specifically, such as myself, why am I still getting notifications? I hate when my phone still gives me notifications when I turn the Wi-Fi off. Just crazy. Like, this phone don't even have a SIM card in it anymore, and it still gives notification. But anyways, if you can give up $4 trillion like that, what is the excuse now for not looking into reparations? Especially when Marion Williamson only wanted to give us $500 billion. Once again, I'm so sorry, y'all. It seems like Google pushes notifications even when the Wi-Fi is off. I don't know how is that even possible, but anyways, like I was saying, they somehow we still stuck on the reparations argument that we cannot get what is owed to us. It has been how many years? And we done looked into, and then this what gets me. They want to give reparations for Mexicans detained at the border. You done gave reparations to Native American half-ass. I think they do deserve more. Gave reparations to Jews twice. Another payout in 2013 for something that we wasn't even responsible for. So we are altruistic enough to pay reparations towards the Jews. We give reparations annually to Native Americans. It's an ongoing reparations. We're asking for a limited thing. And my reparations proposal is for $6 trillion. And it's not all at one time. My proposal is, and I will leave the link down below to the original video, is $6 trillion, $5 trillion will be distributed over a course of 10 years. So that's $500 billion a year for 10 years. And it would go towards black-owned banks, such as One United Bank. It would go towards black charter schools, black HBCUs, but also specifically focusing on charter schools, not just the state run charter schools, but black run targeted charter schools, which means the majority of the seats are owned by black people. I don't want it to be black face, such as, okay, we got one person, like one head principal, and then everybody else is white for the most part. And then HBCUs, you got some HBCUs that have just as many white students there as black students. Not no problem with that or anything, but the thing is, reparations is supposed to help black people for the most part. So that's why I propose charter schools that are run and dominantly operated and targeted for black people. White people are still welcome, but it needs, the majority of the benefits definitely need to go towards the recipients of black Americans and not be siphoned out, because that's the same thing that happened with civil rights. When it came to civil rights and all of that, majority of people who benefited from it was white women when it came to civil rights. We don't want a repeat of that. So charter schools should definitely be included into that. That's why I'm not for Joe Biden's proposal of $75 billion to HBCUs, because he doesn't really emphasize giving money to charter schools. Matter of fact, if we could have got some charter school money, Umar probably can get him some sense back. He done and can give some of the people their money back. It's been 10 years, and that school from the sky still ain't dropped yet. See, people like Umar, he's definitely smart, but just not business savvy, honey. Y'all done got Umar going darn on cuckoo for darn on Cocoa Puffs, darn on looking like woohoo, 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 because he done wrapped his brain around trying to get this school out of his own money, trying to push other people's money. Now he's in the hole, and now got a building that he's paying rent on. Now I thought you supposed to been paying the building outright. Now it turns out you was leasing the building, and then it supposed to came in August. August and it came and gone. And you damn sure can't get it up and running this year because we in the midst of the doggone coronavirus pandemic. And then the shit supposed to pop back up in the wintertime. So now it's a whole nother year where, Umar ain't got this school up and running yet. But see, reparations could have darn help people out like Umar. Get the darn school up off the ground and out the sky, honey. Just saying. Also, towards our black doctors, shout out to Kamala Harris. This is the only one of the few benefits I'm going to give to Kamala. Y'all know I don't like her fake black face having ass, honey. But she was definitely right about the mortality rate with black women. So we definitely need to invest in more of our black doctors. We should have grant programs for black doctors to have their own businesses, their business practices up off the ground. That way we can feel more comfortable going to them and getting our, because the issue is, it's not about the money. It ain't about the money per se. Because you got Beyonce, you got Serena Williams, you got Kenya Moore, all multi-millionaire successful celebrities. Two being worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And all three of these women nearly died on the operating table for giving birth. And they are well off and successful. So it ain't about the money, because even when we have the money, we're still not treated similar in the doctor's offices. And even when it comes to simple diseases and how to treat it, you don't see images and stuff of us. Like you go to look for eczema, aka atopic dermatitis. How many images do you see of people like me who suffer from eczema? No, you always see the symptoms on white skin. So even stuff like that, even when it comes to education in the books and stuff, you don't see images with us in mind. You always see it on white skin. Even like with the dairy recommendation. Dairy is recommended to people because the only race that majority can take dairy is darn on white people. And yes, you represent 60% of the population in America, but globally you represent 15%. And even in America, one out of every 3 white people have an intolerance to dairy. And I say that it shouldn't even really be considered an intolerance, because it's not meant for digestion anyway. It causes more harm than good. And the few benefits that you get from dairy products, you can find in other direct sources. You can go straight to the plants instead of getting it from the milk itself. You can get also, you got substitutes such as soy milk and coconut milk, but still dairy is recommended to us from birth. Even when you are low income and you have to apply for welfare and benefits, the main thing they give you is dairy. Like WIC, they give you all these artificial blocks of cheeses and the 6 gallons of milk to take home. And it's already putting your baby at a detriment and more prone to diseases for you to perpetually have to go to the doctor. And then it puts us at a financial risk. So changing up something such as that will also help us in the long term. Save on thousands of dollars of cost worth of, acne. Because once again, a lot of childhood acne can be avoided just by simply eliminating dairy out of your diet. Simply eliminate that. But it's hard when, as soon as you get to kindergarten, they teach you about the food pyramid, and one of the major food pyramid groups is supposed to be dairy. This is why reparations is needed. Because a lot of black doctors have educated us on stuff like this, such as Dr. Henry Mills. Also finding our doctors who are pushing revolutionary treatments, such as Dr. Nicole Green. She has found a revolutionary way to target cancer in the body, strategically using light laser technology to target the tumor cells without the surrounding tissue. That way your skin don't end up becoming burnt and all of that, like it is with radiation and chemotherapy treatments. It's out right now. She just needs $30 million in funding. Now, it's very ironic that with this coronavirus, we can have Beyonce and Lady Gaga and all these people, which once again is still very much needed for that. But I'm saying, if we can easily mass up millions of dollars on the sake of coronavirus, we know it's going to take at least 5 to 6 years at the earliest to come up with a serum just to treat it. It ain't going to be a cure for it. It's just going to be the treatment for it. What else? Beyonce in Africa, she raised to the tune of $7 billion to treat world hunger. But we can't give this black doctor $30 million. P. Diddy is on a live stream with, Senator, House Rep Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, She on the with a couple mayors, economists, a few other rappers, and Lizzo. And no, Lizzo was the dance challenge. I'm getting it confused. But Angela Rye and all of that, and then had a dance party to raise money. And that's where Lizzo and Drea and all of them was on there. Jennifer Lopez. And you telling me we can't utilize that same energy towards a black doctor who's actually found treatment to actually target cancer within the body? $30 million, y'all. Dr. Hadia Nicole Green. For y'all that want to, and I'll leave her video down below as well. This is what reparations could do. And once again, $5 trillion over a course of 10 years towards our doctors like Dr. Hadia Nicole Green, Dr. Mills, our black OBGYNs such as, the Married to Medicine crew. Shout out to Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone. And the list goes on and on. Also, the direct payout will be $1 trillion. I told y'all how we will break up the $1 trillion between $600 billion for full black Americans who are 60% and more, who have 3 generations plus that are linked back to America on either side of the family. Then you got biracials who can link themselves 3 generations back. You will be splitting between $300 billion, and then the final $100 billion would be for quadroons, which is between 25 to 40% African ancestry. And once again, you have to link back to a family member of at least 3 generations back. So, and that 3 generations has to be from at least the 1950s, because some of y'all be having children very young. So you might have a grandma out there that's 39. So when I say link 3 generations back, that 3rd generation has to be at least from the 1950s in America. And that will eliminate all the, the Africans and Caribbeans that came to America later on, such as after 1960. So that's my reparations proposal in a nutshell. I go into more intricate detail about it with my video. But yeah, and that's $6 trillion. $1 trillion in one WAP payment, which you can easily pay because we see that you're just wiping out trillions of dollars towards the coronavirus like it ain't nobody's business. And then we're proposing even more on top of that. We just added $3 trillion to the deficit. Now we thinking about adding another $2 trillion. And then y'all saying that this shit's going to be at least 2 years that we got to deal with. So we might as well say that we're going to add a good $6 trillion to the deficit anyway by the time it's over. Now, with reparations towards black Americans, the money will definitely get pumped back into the economy. Because we see what black innovativeness does. Hell, look at all the inventions that black people come up with that we take for granted. The fact that y'all are even seeing me on YouTube is due to like Skype interface technology that was invented by a black person. The light bulb that's shining up on me, y'all thought Thomas Edison was the one that came up with that concept. No, it was the litmus bulb that we use today from his protege. So Thomas Edison came up with the blueprint, but it was a black man that came up with the modern day invention that we use today. We don't use Thomas Edison's version. We use the darn filament in the incandescent bulbs from, I think his name is Litmus Latimer or something like that. And then, the stoplights and, the hygiene. Some people don't utilize the hygiene techniques, but, that's another story for another day. And matter of fact, that's the main reason why we probably in this mess. They saying that the doggone coronavirus all started with the bat. Reminds me of that damn movie with Gwyneth Paltrow, honey. Y'all remember when Gwyneth Paltrow, it all started with an animal. It was a pig or something. And then it went and contaminated somebody. And then they brought it back. Next thing you know, the whole world was in a pandemic. Honey, if this ain't art imitating motherfucking life. All because of people wanting to eat darn on bats and dogs and shit. Like I said, art imitating damn life. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this. I don't see I don't see the $2,000 coming through. It would be not. Would be nice. Would be nice. It would be nice, honey, but I don't honestly see them giving us the $2,000. I see them probably negotiating down to what they want, or what Nancy Pelosi wanted to give us in the first place, which was $1,500. Or they might just go ahead and just give us another $1,200. More likely, they'll settle on giving us just another round of $1,200 for a couple months, which I can live with, especially on top of this unemployment. I finally went and filed for unemployment because I have a nasty feeling that they going to find an excuse to keep us locked down. Because we supposed to be getting off a lockdown on April 25th for beauticians. Because y'all know I'm out of my school job until August. So they done took this job from me at the schoolhouse. Then I said, okay, I still got my job as an esthetician. They done gave us a mandatory 30 days where we can't work. And just like last time, I predict that they Roy Cooper is gonna wait till around the 24th of the month to darn on say, oh well, we gonna extend the darn on deadline for beauticians. Y'all got to be back in the house. And then we got to go and after we done set appointments and shit up for the day after, now we got to go and email our clients and shit and tell them, well, now we can't see y'all for another 2 weeks. And it's like, I hope they don't do that, because it's like, that's going to piss me the fuck off. If you know you're going to extend the deadline, let us know right now. Like, you should give us a week's notice. That way we can plan accordingly. Like, if you're going to have businesses such as myself, you know, even if I'm not a brick and mortar, if you're going to have people holding off on money and stuff, it would behoove you to give us some notice so we can still plan accordingly. Like, we still need to retain our customers and stuff in the midst of this pandemic. Because when we eventually go back to work, not all of us is going back to a 9-to-5. Some of us have to file a 1099 at the end of the year. So we would like to be up on our game so we don't have to be on unemployment for the long haul. Because then y'all like to bitch and complain and talk about we welfare queens and shit. But then y'all put us in predicaments like this, which is why we had to turn to having to temporarily go back to food stamps and unemployment. I sure did file my unemployment darn on day, since they said us self-employed folks can darn on do it. I sure did. And like I said, if you're darn gonna let a girl go back to damn work, I can easily cut that darn on unemployment off. But until then, I'm waiting for my darn on unemployment to kick on in. And now I'm going to use the money to keep paying my rent, because here's another thing. If you can pay it, continue to pay it. Don't be like these people, especially if you're not, because the mortgage, I think they push y'all out for a year. But if you owe rent, don't be one of the people where when this darn on thing lifts up, now you got a darn on pink notice coming to your door. Because you was already, and then some of y'all are already 2 months behind even before this pandemic started. Now you're about 5 months behind. And now you want the landlord to work with you. But you know your landlord is somebody who depends on the rent. Not every landlord got it like that where they got money stacked up. My landlord showed on. So out of all the bills we been skipping around on some, honey, the landlord ain't one of them. So when this shit lifts, honey, we don't got to worry about no pink notice on the door. Matter of fact, it's been so good for us. Fortunately, in the midst, we ain't fell too far on anything. We pushed back the light bill a week or so, and that's done gotten paid. So we ain't in behind. We was delayed, but we ain't got behind on no damn bills over here. Thank goodness, honey. And we're gonna continue to keep it that way. Like I said, since they ain't letting the girl work, honey, I sure did went and filed for my darn unemployment. And I suggest some of y'all in the same predicament to do the same. Don't let some of these proud folk darn on intimidate you out of doing it. Especially since our reparations is going to be a long time coming. Oh, weather the storm. Honey, because another thing reparations could have did for us is when some of us get denied for these loans, we could have had our own darn on loans we could have gave out through our black-owned banks. We could have had our own grant program, especially for beauticians. Once again, we could have had our own grants and shit towards our beauticians who are now suffering during this economic crisis. our black farmers, because while some of y'all is trying to jump on the total life changes train and all of that, you should be getting your fresh fruits and vegetables. Now also, you can get it out your regular flavored water and stuff, but that's another story. But our black farmers are definitely needed. We went from being 100 million black farmers. I mean, not 100 million, but they said, what was that number? I can't think of the number. We went from being like 100,000 black farmers to now less than 3,000. Oh my goodness. I mean, but yeah, that's my thoughts on this. Is we going to get $2,000? No. But this was an excellent segue on to how the market, how reparations is definitely needed during this time. And once again, reparations towards black folks does help everybody. But unlike the way Kamala proposes it, where she gives you indirect intangibles, my proposal gives direct tangible money. From cash in hand to funding black businesses, funding grant opportunities. Once again, our black doctors, our black beauticians, our black charter schools, etc. So what are y'all thoughts on this? Like I said, leave it down below. Feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell me how y'all think of this new setup, y'all. Oh, okay, my thing went to sleep. I wanted to make sure it didn't turn off. Making sure to keep myself well hydrated. This is my Clear American Peach Nectar. I got my 40% vitamin D, 4% potassium, 40% B6, B12. I ain't paying no $50 for that darn on TLC, y'all darn on boosting on up. I got my darn on stuff right here for darn on 58 cents. But anyways, y'all leave y'all thoughts down below. And I will see y'all soon with more videos. Mwah.